Um, okay. Hi, everybody. I thank everybody who is coming out today to support me. Thank you. But yeah, I don't really know how to start this. We're just going to be talking a little bit about our health stories, our health journeys, and sharing some insight on that and what we do now. And so, yeah, so I'll get started with that. And I'm going to start by sharing my health journey. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a really long story, but I'm going to start probably at like 12, like I usually do, which is when I first discovered veganism. So, that was my first ever like change just in general with really anything like that. But I met this girl who really inspired me to become vegan because, yeah, she had just a really interesting story herself. So she really inspired me to make changes like that. And I always felt like, I don't know, I always felt like I was like very like overly sensitive and overly compassionate. And this like just felt so like right to me. Like it just felt like this was exactly what I wanted to do. But for a really long time, I didn't really like, I was missing like a huge like ethical piece. And I was missing like a lot of like deeper understanding. So realistically, like even though I was thinking, oh, I'm vegetarian, I'm vegan, like I was missing like the facts. Like I did not really know what was like going on. I just knew I didn't want to actively consume like animal products. But like I didn't know that dyes are made out of bugs, and that like, obviously eating non-organic food is technically not vegan because it kills the wildlife, it kills bugs, it's killing like literally animals. Um, so that's when that, I guess, part of my life just recently kind of came up this last August. And I just turned 19, and I was in a really bad like mental place. And I've always struggled a lot with like my mental health and like trying to get a hold of it, and like really bad anxiety. And like I said, I always felt like I was just an overly sensitive person. Um, so it's like I just found this opportunity. And at first I didn't like almost like I said, like not putting two and two together, really like knowing, almost having like an intuition, like having like a knowing inside of myself, like this is like right and this is like what I need, but still not knowing facts, not knowing like the legitimate information was like totally just like a blockage for me. So I met this like beautiful girl, Sam, and she introduced me to this lifestyle um, of basically, I don't really know how to sum it up. It's just so much like of just like true health, true life, true like genuine health. Which is something I like that was like a completely separate thing for me. I was like, okay, I can be vegan, but Oreos are vegan, this is vegan, that's vegan. Not really like, again, kind of understanding the true, like the depth that went behind veganism and health and taking care of yourself and taking care of other people and like doing all of that stuff. So when I met Sam, um, basically since August when I met her, everything has been unraveling for me. And I've been coming to so many just like understandings and like revelations in my own life and in my health, especially, has just completely just taken off like it's never has before, literally. So Um, yeah, I just wanted to basically move this over to Sam to share a little bit of her story. And yeah, so
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Jade. I have a similar story. A lot of us, we started out as vegan, and that is, like we all know, an ethical standpoint. And so for me, however, I did come to veganism for my health. I had a lot of issues with anxiety, depression, a lot of just from head to toe pain that I was going to the doctor trying to figure out what's wrong with me, getting my blood test done, being put on elimination diets, and them just failing and not doing anything for me. And then I soon after going to the doctor trying to figure that out, went to this seminar where I learned about whole food plant-based and the power of plants and what they can do as far as prevention, but also reversing certain illnesses and chronic diseases that we're all told, if you get that diagnosis from a doctor, here's some pills, this is your life, this is how it's going to be. And knowing that plants had so much power, I instantly was like, this is the answer I need. And I went full in vegan, like overnight with my partner. And it's almost 6 years now that we've been vegan, which was great for my health at first. And I cut out gluten and I cut out alcohol a couple months into that, which did another, significant change for my health, but it was like plateaued. And then March 2020 came around when the whole world got flipped upside down and I lost my job like so many other people. And that caused a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. My depression came back like this heavy, heavy weight on my shoulders. And that brought on a lot of physical ailments as well, that it's going to the doctor for, like getting my blood test done, seeing what the heck's wrong with me again. Like I thought I was doing so well. And then all of this outside influence, I stopped going to the gym because the gym's closed down. So I lost that outlet for my health. And my partner was, financially the structure of our house, like I had to depend on him in that way, which I've never had to do. That caused so much stress and anxiety. And that's when I got my diagnosis of Hashimoto's and celiac disease, as well as like other internal things that were going on with me that had to be addressed. But those were the two big things that I got on that day. And they were, again, just like when I was younger and I was struggling with my anxiety and depression, the doctors, they want to give you pills. And I've never resonated with that. I never accepted any prescription drugs for anything. I've done a lot of birth control in my past. I've done a lot of like antibiotics for certain things. I used to say that I have a non-existent immune system when I was younger because I would just get sick every other week. I had strep throat almost every month. Like just the list was crazy endless of the things that were going on with me when I was younger. And no one ever talked about nutrition. And it was when I learned about the power of what we eat and what that does to us. And then I got those diagnoses. I just reverted back to that day I learned about whole food plant-based. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to take your pills that you're trying to give me for my thyroid. I'm not going to, do any of that. I'd already cut gluten out of my life at this point. And the pills were either synthetic or natural, which the natural one came from a pig. Synthetic, I already know doesn't work in our bodies. So I just said, plants, that's what I need. And I started juicing every single morning. I started doing big old smoothie bowls, big old salads, all organic. I was doing what I knew to be all of the right things. And it was almost a year of doing that and like going online and finding all the different supplements from all the different sources, because it had to be sustainable, ethical, it had to be cruelty free. Like the list of my qualifications was long. And that put a heavy price tag, and from all these different places. And then I'd load up on produce at the grocery store to juice it every morning, which was time consuming and just like obnoxious to have to wake up every morning and take like a half an hour minimum to just get going. And then I was reached out, by this angel that's also on the call, Alice, with this or actually Ingrid, who is on the call, but then Alice, who is brought her on, is going to speak next. But like this community is just full of so many beautiful souls. And I was already drawn into, what they were doing in their life, and they were thriving and happy and healthy. And I was like, I need this. Like, what is this? And I watched a quick little video and it just clicked. It was like when I learned about veganism, that it's like, this is what I need. I don't need pills from the doctor. I obviously can't do it on my own with what I have access to. And I learned about glyphosate, which was the big red flag for me. Like, how have I not learned about this in my 5 years at this point of being vegan and like on a health journey? It's just like this big thing that nobody really knows about. And luckily, because of the way I am with my anxiety, when I was presented the problem, I was also given the solution. And so I quickly, rounded up what I could. I borrowed money. Like I said, I hadn't been working a year at this point. And so I borrowed money for my very first ULT, which is what we'll talk about a little later. But I just knew intuitively, like Jade said, that this is what I needed. And I went full force into it. And within 6 days, I had more of a transformation with my health than that whole almost a year of doing all the right things. But I quickly learned about why, like what's at the grocery store isn't alive anymore. It's not true living food, which is what our body needs. It needs pure nutrition, but also a lot of our guts are compromised. And I now know that mine was extremely compromised from all of the things that I've done in my past, all the things that the doctors have had me doing. And once you get the glyphosate out and you are flooding your body with nutrition, that's where the magic happens. And so I no longer, identify with having celiacs or Hashimoto's. I have none of those like symptoms. They don't come up in my life anymore. My body has been able to alkalize, and the environment is now a place where it can start to do its job, which is to heal its own self. So given the right environment, it's amazing what our bodies can do. And I would love to pass this on because I know Alice has an incredible story as well with what has happened. But also I know that we wanted to talk a little bit about the business. So I just wanted to touch on the fact that I am now living in a van with my partner, which has been a dream of mine for over a decade at this point. And I just never seen like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to have all of this produce? Like, I'm not going to have a fridge, but it's raw dehydrated superfoods. Like right next to me in this dry storage, it's 2 years shelf stable that I have my food that is better than anything I've ever been able to find. It's farm to family. And actually we're in California now, which this business that comes with it has allotted us to start traveling and meeting the people within our tribe and our community that has become like family. And so now we get to go to like will call and pick it up from headquarters, which is so cool. It's just like the doors that this has opened are endless. Like there's still opportunities in my future that I know are going to happen. And it's just the connection that I have with myself, but also with source, and just the manifestations are quicker than ever. Like my anxiety is completely under control. All of the things, I made this long list of why I wanted to go into this. They all got checked off and even more. And I'm just so blessed and passionate about sharing this with other people, because if I was in that rock bottom place and I could get brought up, and it literally, I felt it within 6 days of the 30-day program, I've got to share this. Like, I can't keep this to myself. Everyone has to know about this. And I'm so glad that Alice, who's coming on, was bold enough to get out there and start sharing it, because it just trickles down, and the people that are being helped because of one person sharing their story is powerful. And so I can't wait for you to hear this incredible woman's story, because it inspires me every time I hear it. So Alice, I'll pass it to you.
Oh, thank you so much. And you're so inspiring to me. I'm so blessed that we get to work together and help other people, because it's meant so much to us. So thank you to everyone on here. I'm Alice. I'm originally from the UK, as I said earlier, and woo, Team UK. And so let me take it back to before I was doing this. So I was an influencer, a vegan influencer in the UK. I was modeling, I was married, and I was deeply unhappy. Instagram shows us in a certain way, but it's not always the truth, right? I was trying to find a way to help more people, but also heal myself, because let's be honest, not all vegan food is good for us. And I was suffering with mental health issues due to what I didn't know at the time, but was heavy metal and glyphosate overload in my gut. So I had leaky gut syndrome, and that was stopping serotonin flow to my head. I was extremely depressed and anxious. I couldn't really leave my house. And I was just searching for my why. Like, why am I here? I want to help people. I want to feel good. Why don't I have those things? And I'm so grateful. The way this works is someone an angel always reaches out to us in our time of need. And mine was a woman called Allison, and she saw me online. We'd been speaking previously because we'd been planning to move to Belize to open a vegan eco village there. So she reached out to me and she was like, babe, you're worth so much more, and I can tell you're not happy. Why don't you join me? I've got something incredible for you, but first let's heal you, because I know that you're suffering. And at this point I was so open, I was so ready, and I was like, yes, whatever it is, there's something missing. I know there's something missing because I shouldn't be this sick. And it came to me in the form of a 10-day transformation cleanse in the UK, and these incredible raw dehydrated superfoods. I'd never heard of this before. And I look on the back, I'm like, wow, just organic food. That's incredible. I've never seen ingredients like this, 7 times purity tested. Why is no one talking about this? So I was like, well, I've got to try it first. I jump on it. Within 3 days, my mind was completely cleared. It's like I woke up a different human being. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh my God, in 3 days, I've gone from not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to see people, ending my marriage, all of my life fell apart, to this hope. I was like, there's something in me. There's something in me that I need to let out. I need to help people. I'm here for something bigger. And I just had this courage and this like burst of like, oh my God, like I didn't even want to be seen. And now I've got this tool that can help so many people. I can't keep quiet. It was a disservice. And I kept taking these. I felt better and better. And then day 10, I came off my medication for my leaky gut. I'd been told by doctors I'd have it forever. They were like, you're just gonna have to manage it. And oh my God, I can't even tell you. That's priceless. That's freaking priceless. So I just got to sharing. I was like shouting it from the rooftops, like, everyone, you need to start this with me. You have to do this with me. And in doing that, because I decided I wanted to align with the organic farm, from going from a jobless, going through a divorce, I suddenly came into this abundance that happens when you align with what you're supposed to be doing and you're being of service. And within 2 months, my dream has always been like Sam, to be able to be free and travel and not be confined to England. England wasn't resonating with me anymore. It just wasn't. I was like, I need to get out. Too much has gone down. And within 2 months, I moved to Mexico, and then I moved to the States alone, solo, the girl who was codependent and so afraid to even like do anything. But I just felt like I had such a mission to spread. I had something that I needed to share. And I just started to use my voice, and I got better and better. And I just started to connect with the most incredible human beings. And together we joined forces. And I then moved to Belize, and loads of us were all together in Belize, building this vegan eco village, building our businesses, sharing about this, saying, you know, you can live wherever you want. You just need a laptop and a phone. That's all you need. And now I've been traveling for 2 years. I'm now back in Mexico. I was in Belize. I've been in Costa Rica. I went back to Europe. And I didn't even think this was possible for someone like me, who's just like empathic and like caring. I always thought, you know, you had to be like really business driven and like masculine and blah. It's not true. You just need community. You need community, and you need a heart, and you need a willingness to make change, and also to develop yourself. So it's been 2 years that I've been traveling with this food. Like I travel the world with this superfood. I have it on planes. I'm like, take your terrible airplane food. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm going to drink my greens. I'm going to feel really, really good. And I'm so blessed beyond words that now I literally can live anywhere I want in the world. I don't worry about where money's going to come from, trading my hours, my time with someone I don't care about, funding someone else's dream. We're funding our own dreams. We're building empires based on like love and compassion and real caring, and with a real solution to serious issues like Sam, reversing a more autoimmune diseases. I'm working with people with all kinds of problems, and they're just seeing miracles, because what our body really needs is nutrition. We're in a food desert. The more you learn about this, the more crazy it is. It's like they're literally just trying to keep us sick so they can profit from our illness. And that's just the sad truth of it. So we're the rebellion. We're going, hey, if you give your body the right space to heal itself, it will. If you nourish your body with the highest potency nutrition on the world, you will become the highest version of yourself that you ever thought possible. Because where I am now compared to where I was 2 years ago is incomparable. I don't know who that woman is. And that's because I took radical self-responsibility for my health, for my life. I decided, yeah, I could stay in victim mode forever and just feel sorry for myself and not know what to do. But you know what? I decided that day, I was like, I have a real purpose now. I can help so many people. And we have collectively, our team, we've helped thousands of families, people join a business when they lost their job during COVID, people connect to something that is so empowering and makes them feel good and gives them purpose and gives them community in this life, because I needed community as much as I needed to heal myself. And these are my people. But we're always looking for more people who want to do the same thing, who want to feel good, who want to get to new levels of health, and who can think of people who they can help. It's a web. We work as a web to just try and get this food into the hands of as many humans as we possibly can, because this is how we're going to change the world, one gut at a time, pulling the poison out and rebuilding the body with the highest intelligence cellular nutrition on the planet. That's all this is. It's just going back to nature. And we've forgotten what that is. It's like crazy. It's like, what? We're just eating frankenfoods, right? I used to eat McDonald's like 1,000,000 times a day. I was so unhealthy until I went vegan. That was number one. And number two, and this isn't a vegan, like, you don't have to be vegan to do this. It's just, we're attracting that kind, I guess, because we all resonate with that message. But it's just for anyone who wants to feel good and start to, you know, when you heal your gut, you know who you really are, because your mind starts to function properly. It's a beautiful thing that we're all finding. So what I'd love to do, people are probably like, what is this transformation? What are these foods? I'd love to share my screen with you guys and just take you through what it is that we're doing here, because when you see it, it just changes everything. I was like, tell me what this is. I need to know. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen. So we are the Transformation Company. We work with the Transformation Company, a beautiful family-owned farm, California, and now in Europe, so in Austria. So luckily I was able to do this while I was in Europe. Permanent lasting change. This is a lifestyle. This isn't a cleanse and done. This is I'm going to swap out the trash that I used to eat for the highest quality nutrition in the world, and have that every single day. And then, so in America and Canada, it's called the 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation. And what that looks like is $11 a day for all of the nutrition you need, 2 superfood meals and snacks to replace what you used to eat. So you're just going to have 1 organic meal a day. Organic's important because we don't want to be putting any more pesticides in when we're trying to pull it out. Our bodies are all overloaded with junk right now. We can't avoid it, but luckily we can pull it out. So we're replacing 2 meals a day for superfoods, just potent raw dehydrated food that's 98% living. So in our green juice, the power shake that we have every single morning, it has the equivalent nutrition of eating 6 microgreen organic salads. I mean, I couldn't eat that much salad before, ever. So it's literally just like the highest nutritional count for the lowest price possible. That's our like commitment. And I love that. It's so simple. In Europe, you start with a 10-day, but then you just continue the same way. So it's amazing. So we're going to be building with our protein, the best, purest vegan protein on the planet. Nourishing, that's our protein, our power shake, the green juice. It's healthy fats. It turns on the skinny gene. It gives you all of the greens that you need. It's incredible. Detoxifying. So we're going to be pulling out glyphosate and rebuilding the gut. That's how I reversed my leaky gut. It rebuilds the gut microbiome. The only product in the world proven to pull glyphosate out of the gut too. So that's our biomedic. This is our nightcap. It's apothecary, so it's regenerative. It is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It has naturally occurring melatonin in it as well. So it gives us the deepest night's sleep that we've ever had. And it tastes so good. So we're all fancy with like our sparkling water and our apothecary at night. I love it. We've replaced it. We don't drink alcohol anymore. It's not going to help. And then we've also got Super Cleanser, which is the parasite killer. Because if we have parasites in the body, which even as vegans we do, sadly, especially me being in Mexico, parasites control our mood and our cravings. They also get first dibs on the nutrition that we're eating. So even if we're eating good food, the parasites are going to be taking the nutrition from our bodies. So we have to kill them. So this is the system that we use. And then we go on to do these 4 every single day. And that is the pack called the Core 4. It's basically the daily Core 4 building blocks of nutrition. So every single day without fail, I'm having my protein, my green juice, my biomedic to pull out the glyphosate, and my nightcap. Those 4 things alone give us everything we need nutritionally for the entire day. So anything we eat is supplement to this. This is biohacking. It's like the future of food. And the more you read into it, the more incredible it becomes. So whoever brought you onto this call, if you want to learn more about the business, if you want to learn more about the foods, the ethics, the company promises, the product, anything, we can link you to calls with the owner. We can link you to a deeper chat with one of us or all of us, whatever it may be, if you have questions. But we're just here to spread the message about the future, how we can start to bring the world back to status quo, how we can empower people, because this is a health pandemic, a real one, and this is the solution. And when we do our cleanse, we get a tracker. We can choose one of 3 ways to do the cleanse, be it intermittent fasting, be it accelerated, where we go deep dive, or we just add it into what we already do. So you can download the schedules, have a look. There's a list of what foods we can eat with it. And then, of course, like I said, after we finish the cleanse, every month, every single day, we have the core 4, which we put on a smart order. So monthly, our foods are literally shipped to our front door from the farm to family, high potency organic nutrition straight to our door. It's a no-brainer. I think I've got it here in Mexico. We can get it all over the world. So that is something that I wanted to share to you guys in regards to what this actually entails when we start. But there's so much more to it. So whoever brought you on, if you want to learn more, if you want to start with this, if this is something that you want to be beginning with in taking charge of your own health, then please get back in touch. But I'd love to give it now back over to Jade just to close. But thank you everyone for listening.
That was awesome. I am so inspired by both of your guys' stories. We all relate to each other, and we all met for a reason. Like, we really did. Like, we all just were brought to this place to meet and to just connect with each other and just not feel alone, really, because yeah, life is confusing. Health is confusing. Life is confusing, like literally, and it's hard to manage everything when basically the whole world is a lie. So it's like, at least we have, each other. So, but yeah, that was just all I wanted to say, and just thank everyone for coming on and supporting us. And yes, if anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand or just unmute yourself and go ahead. Okay. Well, maybe not, but hey, that's okay. But yeah, so if no one's got any questions or anything like that, we can just go ahead and wrap this up. And yeah, so thank everyone again for coming and supporting us. And yeah.
Thank you. I just want to remind anyone, whoever brought you on this call, just get back to them if you want to get started with the 25% off to get started. If you want to learn more about the business, the opportunity to have this freedom and to connect with community, because though the world may be confusing right now, we have a solution. That it doesn't need to be hard anymore. You don't need to be alone. We have a way for you to liberate yourself financially in a health way, finding your people. Whatever it may be, we literally have a community here of people who are all dedicated to doing this together. So thank you so much all for your time. Thank you so much. And we so look forward to speaking more to you, but have a beautiful day. Thank you.